Welcome to the StockMentor.com. I'm the Stock Mentor's daughter, Jessie, wishing all of the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. I love you, Mommy.
Is that not the cutest thing you've ever heard in your life? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. It is a beautiful day here. We are heading up into the hills. If you guys would like to know where we're going to a place called Custer State Park. Might want to check it out on Google Earth. We're going to go to the lodge there in Custer for Mother's Day and have lunch, brunch, whatever. So I'm going to get these done a little bit earlier than I normally do. You can check it out. You can go see the bison. However, if any of you ever come to South Dakota and go to this Custer State Park, I will tell you that the animals are wild, and we have numerous people that get out of their cars and think they can just take pictures of these wild buffalo and that they're friendly. We have numerous maulings every year from people who think these things are tame, and they end up getting pretty well beat up by these things. We had one, actually, a bison ran after a guy, literally, this is a true story, literally picked up his Volkswagen Bug, threw it up in the air, and flipped it twice before it came down and landed on its roof. I mean, that's how strong these animals are, and people are trying to just walk up and have their pictures taken right beside them. So, you ever come to Custer State Park? Yeah, don't pet the animals. That's probably pretty dangerous. All right. So last week we saw a major bear run in the markets. I was all, are the bulls going to bite up? Are the bulls going to bite up? Finally, when it broke some of the heavier levels, especially that 10,950 level, I was like, oh boy, now the Bears maybe have something here. I'll give the Bulls about one day to figure this out, and they never did. The selling ensued, and that is what we have been waiting for, confirmation by the Bears, and that is day after day after day of selling. We saw it last week. Heavy volume last week. Strong move by the Bears, really. We have these long wicks. I'm ignoring those for the time being. It doesn't matter. This move was still all straight down. Now we watch to see if we get the elusive bounce in the markets. But I'm telling you guys, don't get ahead of yourself. Please don't trade like an amateur. Don't trade like an amateur. What does that mean? That means don't sit there every day waiting to play the quote unquote bounce up. The move is what it is. Play the charts. Okay? Don't play your bias. Why? Because your bias is going to be after seeing this, oh, we got to bounce. You know what? No, we don't. Remember this? Remember this run up from March all the way up here? Oh, we had to drop. Oh, we had to drop. I mean, people said that week after week, and what do? We kept climbing, kept climbing, kept climbing, kept climbing. Till the charts tell you differently, down is down. And play it. Play it. Don't be afraid. Now, here's where I will tell you to be cautious. I'm not so sure I'm going, like, I am short from 10,950 area. It's actually, I'm short from the 1178-ish area on the S&P, but it coincides with about this area. Whatever. Anyway, I'm short from way up here. Okay? I'm going to stay short that particular position and wait to be stopped out. I will continue to play things to the short side, but I might only take them for a day trade. It might be an intra, maybe it's 1 to 2 days type of a trade. So I might not be, oh, hey, I'm going to go all in bearish on Monday and just let it ride all week type thing. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that don't think that we can't go lower. Look at these levels down here. Really watch closely this 200-day moving average that's coming up and through here. It's just a look at the bear. Oh, geez. These bears erased a ton of bullishness over the last just few days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last week alone, once it broke that 10,950, it was bye-bye, and all the way back down here to where we were in March. Watching these lower levels, really keep your eye on this 200-day moving average. If you're working off a 60-minute chart or whatever, make sure you know where the 200-day moving average is on all of these charts going forward. NASDAQ on a 60-minute looks the same way. I drew in these upper lines right here just to give us an idea of maybe where, if they start to head up, they might stop or bounce at. A break up and through these levels does not mean we're in for a larger bounce. Not necessarily. Still got to play it cautiously, but the blue lines will give us an idea of what to look at going forward. Once again, 200-day moving average on the NDX. Make sure you know where that's at in your trading, whether it's on a 60-minute or a 5-minute or a 2-minute. I don't care. Make sure you know where this is at. There should be some support down in this area. This is a very, very strong level. If we break through this without much hesitation, it could get a very the selling could continue. NASDAQ on a weekly crashing through these lower levels. Yeah, just crashing through the closing below the 200-week moving average, or no, I'm sorry, 20-week moving average. Finding support down here with that big dip down. Now this should be a very strong level of support. We got the 50, we got the 200, we got this previous level. This is and should be very strong support down here. If and when we get the bounce, we're looking for maybe it's really early to tell yet where this is going to stop. But I would say maybe we retest the blue line. It's a little early to tell. Let's wait and see what happens early in the week. Keeping in mind that Mondays have been typically pretty good for the markets. So we'll see if that continues into tomorrow or if we start to see the bears start to take over the Monday deal. SPX on a 60-minute. Once again, I am short from up here. You can see a beautiful break of this line, a retest, a hold, and then the bearishness ensued. Huge drop to the downside. A couple of days of it, heavy selling coming in on these days, making for, and we can take this Thursday and look at it, and you can see the big volume here, but Friday was every bit as big. There was a lot of buying, a lot of selling going on down here. Keep your eye on this 200-week or 200-day moving average as well. Those are the levels to be watching. Look how we tag the 50. We are below the 20-week moving average right here at 1110. And so, once again, I am still short from way up here. I'll keep moving my stop down every day as I see fit. And if I'm going to play it short, I am not going to be afraid to go short this market. I just maybe will only hold for a day, or I might hold for a couple of days, or something to that effect. Within the indices themselves, within stocks, there are some good opportunities to get in and hold for longer periods of time. Had some great trades last week for my subscribers. And I'll have those listed above this video that you're watching. Look right above it, and it'll say my weekly subscribers played whatever. I'll list them up there. You guys can see what we were playing last week. Some nice profits last week on some individual stocks. VIX on a daily. This is an astronomical run to the upside for the VIX. Hard to believe that we won't see some sort of a consolidation, maybe even a little pullback in the VIX. That should mean some consolidation or maybe even a move up in the markets. But it doesn't mean that it has to end here. So, I mean, if we're going to play the VIX from a technical side, really 50 is the area I'll be watching to hold when and if it gets up there. So, if you're a VIX watcher, if it gets up towards that 50 area, I'd be watching very closely for some sort of a pause, a break, a hold, whatever, somewhere up in that area. This is a huge amount of fear pouring back into the markets. I would be watching this as well coming into next week. Apple on a 60-minute. Okay, this is where it gets tough to start picking